Hello, Raul. Thank you so much for joining us today. So first, could you introduce yourself? Who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, okay. So, hello, my name is Raul Palma. I am leading the Department of Data Analytics and Semantic at Poznan Supercomputing and Networking Center in Poland. So, this is uh, one of the most recognized research center in Poland. So, my team in data analytics and semantics is basically working in areas of the application of semantic web technologies in different domains and areas. Some of them very connected to the Green Deal, agriculture, but other bioeconomy sectors like forestry, aquaculture, and others.
Very interesting. Thank you very much. And why are you doing research?
Yeah, so basically, I've been doing research for many years. I think there are different reasons. On the one hand, is I like, of course, to learn new things. I think that there is a very fast pace in which technology and solutions are happening. So you need really to learn constantly to not, lose what is going on in real life. And on the other hand, I think it's really important for me as well to support or help, at least in some way or another, the creation of some application that can support real users. So, of course, for me, it's really applied research. So, something that can be used by someone like, real users, can be farmers, can be, for example, I don't know, organizations supporting farmers, or can be also from the industry, but it has to be something that can be really useful at the end. So I am being involved in supporting the digitization in Poland. In many activities, I've been involved in that area, particularly in the agri-food sector. So we, collaborate with many different organizations in the agri-food at the regional level to bring solutions to farmers, to cooperatives and advisory centers and other research institutes as well to support them in their activities.
Very nice. So you represent PSNC. Could you present your organization?
PSNC is having like two main roles. Basically, one is being like one of the largest or most important infrastructure providers in Poland. So we bring research to especially the education and research entities in Poland. But also we have a big presence and results in terms of research, development, and innovation. So we run many different projects and collaborate with many different partners in Poland, in Europe, and around the world in research and innovation projects.
And could you explain what is AD4GD about?
So AD4GD basically aims to create or co-create the European Green Deal data space. So it's basically going to be like one of the key projects that will be delivering like a hub for fair data, so a place where data can be exchanged, shared and exchanged, but also that services can be accessed based on specific standards. And particularly, we are going to focus on three areas of the Green Deal. One is biodiversity, the other is climate change, and the other one is pollution.
And what will be your role in the project? Could you develop a little bit?
One of the main focus of AD4GD is interoperability. So how to enable interoperability between different components, different systems, especially when they are coming from different providers. So particularly in my case as a PSNC, we are running and leading the work package 1, which is about semantic interoperability space. So in that particular work package, we are going to be delivering or focusing on semantic interoperability aspects that will enable these different systems to exchange data with unambiguous meaning, and to enable also the access to integrated data. Basically, that will be used for the execution advanced analytics that are also some of the tools provided by the project, but also to support the pilots, of course, in the project. So we have like two main tasks. That the two main tasks that we are leading is the design and implementation of the AD for GD information model. So this is like semantic model that provides the vocabulary or common vocabulary that will enable this kind of representation and exchange of data. This will be based on existing results, of course, so we are not going to build something from scratch. We will be relying and reusing results from previous projects, for example, results that are now in the process of standardization on the OGC, which is called the Agriculture Information Model from the Meter project, but also some other activities related to, for example, the description and standardization of essential variables that can be used to represent, the observations in the Green Deal, or related at least to Green Deal. So that's one of the things. And the other one is providing the methods and tools for, preparing the data and integrating the data that is coming from different sources, so that then can be used by pilots in an integrated way.
Very nice. Thank you very much. And why is AD4GD important from your point of view, and what can it change?
AD4GD is a very relevant project because it's one of the first ones that is focusing on the creation and specification and creation of a data space for Green Deal. That is one of the priorities for the European Commission. The project is really going to provide, that's our hope or our target, to provide good results for this. Of course, there are other projects that are related at the moment that are also, for example, in the preparatory phases of the Commission. There is a project working on the Green Deal data space, which are more on the specifications and requirements and analysis for data spaces for Green Deal. But in our project, we are focusing more, not only, of course, on getting all of these requirements, but also in implementation and providing some real results for doing this in real life, right? So, of course, we are focusing on some aspects, like I said, in the pilots of biodiversity, climate change, and pollution. But the idea here is, that we will also be providing some solutions at the end to the general research community in Europe.
I see. And who will benefit from AD4GD? You mentioned the research community.
There are different potential stakeholders that can be benefiting from the results of AD4GD. We can talk about technological providers on the one hand, because they will be producing and consuming data that can be now based or thanks to AD4GD in some kind of compliant or standard format that will allow their systems and components to interoperate with other existing solutions. So that will benefit them, because this will allow them to focus their efforts in developing, for example, a specialized component that are reflecting their main expertise, and or to reduce the cost, for example, the times and efforts needed to develop some components that are already available. And also, of course, the possibility to interoperate, particularly will help, like, small, medium enterprises in particular, to enter into markets that are otherwise monopolized. So they can also connect to solutions that are, having like a big share of the market, because everybody can, exchange data in the same format. So that's one of the main benefits for technological providers. And obviously, as well, in the future, they can, as they can ensure future interoperability with the components, that they are producing, as long as they are, always complying with the same standards, especially the data models like this common model that AD4GD is proposing. But also, on the other hand, to end users, for example, the people or organizations delivering like solutions to the end users, like people that are searching to deliver the best solution to the end users. So they can, first of all, benefit because, again, they can find the best suited solution because they will be able to connect different components from different providers. So they don't need to rely on some specific solution like monopolized solution. They would be able to connect solutions from different providers. So that's something that end users will benefit largely. This will, on the one hand, avoid the vendor lock-in problem or issue, and this will allow them not only to connect to these different systems, but also to have integrated access to data that is coming from all of these different systems, and then therefore they will be able to exploit the value of that data, basically.
It is very interesting. So I have one last question for you. What is your dream for the future?
Yeah, well, my dream is that the solution that we will be delivering will become some kind of real standards, that they will be supported by vendors, they will be supported by users, they will be supported by standard organization bodies. So this is, of course, why we have this kind of international organization bodies in AD4GD as well, like OGC. So the idea is that the results from our project will become some kind of standard that can then be used and provide some real life benefits to the different stakeholders.
Very nice. So this was the last question. Thank you very much, Raul, for joining us today and for taking the time to answer our questions.
Yes, thank you.